What a wonderful evening. What a delight to come out and visit with so many. Did you actually have a TV over here? Did you watch it? You know, I think it was number 22, and that's a lot of debates. And sometimes, actually we're doing better if you're measuring it by time. There was at one time, and I'll bet a few of you remember, we got 89 minutes or 89 seconds or something, you know, in the whole hour. But it was much better, and we are getting the message out, and the people are coming our way, let me tell you. Now, I mentioned about the foreign policy.
Okay.
I tried to make the point and tried to embarrass them that they weren't interested in the moral issues and the constitutional issues, but the practical issue is we cannot maintain this foreign policy. But for a crime like this, I can use the moral and the constitutional arguments and the reason we should be over there fighting over it. This still is rather amazing that we've had all those debates, and I think out of the 22 debates, there was only one time there was a mention of a serious concern about civil liberties, you know, the Patriot Act or the National Defense Authorization Act. It is utterly amazing how silent they are, and I feel good that you all know about it, and you're concerned about it, and as part of the campaign, if we're going to have a campaign based on liberty, we better know what civil liberties for all of us are. Have a sensible foreign policy, there is no way to have peace and prosperity. That should be our goal. There are some in our government that is not their goal. Their goal is to have continuous war going on and overthrow in the Middle East and all this constant fighting that goes on. This is where we're making a lot of progress. When they come to me, they'll say, Ron, why don't you change your foreign policy? Maybe you'll get more support. They don't know that that is one of the key, if not the key issue for so many of you, that you cannot have liberty without peace. Of course, there's another issue dear to my heart and dear to your hearts as well. And if you're going to have a free society and a sound economic policy and not have unlimited spending, you have to do something about the monetary system. The Fed is 99 years old. They've destroyed 99% of our money.
Yeah!
And we're going to, and there's going to be an anniversary, a 100-year anniversary next year. But I suggest what we do for the anniversary is repeal the Federal Reserve Act. It's so easy to understand once you get the information about the Federal Reserve.
Sorry.
Money out in there.
My sign's
encourages
getting
big government, encourages spending, and two groups: the entitlement system and the warfare system. And they keep spending, they run up the debt, they monetize the debt, we borrow the money, and we have created the biggest financial crisis in the history of the world. We're the biggest debtor nation in the history of the world. So this is coming to an end, so we must be prepared. Our numbers have to multiply, because we need to have the people in support. They have to know that it's in their best interest to opt for freedom, not opting out for a bigger government. And right now, that's all we have done in the last 4 years is more of the same. We have to reverse that course.
Yeah!
About cutting spending, the proposed cut spending. Tonight there was a former senator on the former senator that I think made the point about how the system works in Washington. Well, yeah, it is true. I voted for that, but now I'm running to get rid of that. But you know, it is coming to an end. It will not continue. The big question is will we reverse it? And I can tell you from the travels around the country, whether it's been in Seattle and Idaho and North Dakota and here now to see a crowd like this, believe me, the people do understand. They're way ahead of what's happening in Washington. The people are waking up, but guess what? Washington is still sound asleep.
Yeah.
Obviously, the other candidates are arguing for the status quo, the continuation of the same foreign policy, the same entitlement system, the same monetary policy, and yet there are people like you out there, they haven't heard from me. And this is what we have to do. Tonight, afterwards, I don't know if you saw the interview after with King. Was that on?
No.
They gave me about 5 more minutes of interview with him. And he did concede. He says, that's true. He says, Ron Paul has the second number of delegates now. You haven't won one state yet. I said, yeah, but they haven't finished counting the votes up in May. But we have to stick with our strategy. We have to measure our success by getting the delegates, and we have to continue what we're doing. Things are going very well, and I'm just delighted for the great transition that's going on, and the bringing people together. Even tonight, somebody came up and said, you know, I'm a Democrat, but I'm switching over. I'm going to another Democrat. The real statistic, and I did get to mention at the end of the debate, and I think it's very significant because they put us down for saying you didn't win a state. But yes, when they put our campaign up against the other campaign and measure it against Obama, guess what? We do the best. Stop by and say hello. They told me. They told me there'd be a few people here having a little party. Thank you very much for the support. You encouraged me. That's what I hope I encourage you. Thank you very much.